picture of my mother that I shared on social media on the 10th of April. That's the day when she was killed. I got it from my sister, and I have no memory of her whatsoever because I was just a baby. And we have very, very few pictures of her and my father and my brother. My name is Ihumure. I was born in 1991 in a family of 6 children. I'm the last born. I was born in the southern province of Rwanda, in Ihumure, and the genocide against the Tutsi happened when I was just 3 years old. My parents and my brother, who was the firstborn, were killed during the genocide against the Tutsi. And myself and my sisters, we survived, and we were blessed to be adopted by family, a close family member. And we were blessed to grow up together, all of us, the 5 of us. The genocide against the Tutsi affected each and every one, especially survivors. And for me, in my case, I've heard people ask me, you don't have any memory of your parents or your family members that you lost. Why do you think it has affected you, yet you have no memory of them? And sometimes I say that it is hard to explain, it is hard to understand grieving somebody you have never known. But you know that you are forever connected to that person because you came out of her. That's your mother. That's the person that carried you for all those 9 months. But you never got a chance to know her. So it's a very silent and deep grief to actually grieve somebody you never got a chance to know. So it affects you in a way. You grow up feeling different. You have issues, difficulties accepting yourself, embracing your identity. I struggled for years to accept the fact that I was an orphan. I actually couldn't accept that. I couldn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. So it affects you emotionally, mentally. It affects you in so many ways. And here I'm talking for myself, I'm speaking for myself, but how about the survivors that actually were old enough to remember, to have those memories? It's a very deep wound. I believe it can get healed. I believe you can navigate through life positively, but the effects of the genocide are very deep. And this is something I want people to acknowledge and to talk about, because some people think it's just, turn the page, move on. Yes, there's a way you move on, but there's also the fact that these things happen and you can't change it. I was lucky, I was blessed to be adopted, to have a mother figure, or even mother figures, like people who came into my life and they played and they're still playing that role of a mother. But as I grow up, I get to think about, like, what if my biological mother was here? What if my biological father was here? The questions I will have to answer when it comes to my future family. The fact that I have to respond to my children and tell them the history, maybe that is the part that pains me. When I think about this history that cannot be changed, and one day that my child is going to ask me, who is my grandmother, and then I will have to explain what happened, and I will have to teach them not to hate that part of history. So I feel like that kind of scares me in a way, but it happens especially when growing up and you are dealing with those internal issues, and you are a teenager. A teenager wants to make her own decisions, sometimes not the best decisions. And when something happens, you're like, oh, I wish my mother was here. I wish my father was here. So all that, those are the internal struggles that a survivor goes through. So I would say I am blessed and lucky to have had mother figures, a mother figure, and other beautiful women, amazing women that are in my life. But I want to choose to believe that even when I get to that level of maturity, I get to that place where I have to answer those questions, I will be strong enough to answer them. I would say that everything that you go through, it shouldn't change you. It can challenge you, but you need to understand that all those challenges are contributing also to strengthen your character. And I think every genocide survivor should understand that you are here for a purpose, and the fact that you survived, you have to make your life count. So I am a driven person. I am really an inspired person, and I make sure that I keep myself inspired every day. I have to maximize my gift, my talent, and I have to live for impact, really. I always look for ways I can actually help other people live their best life, help other people become the best version of themselves, help other people embrace this thing that we call life. So I don't take my life for granted. I know I'm here for a reason, and I know I am here to make a positive impact. What makes me proud of myself? I think the first thing that makes me proud is the way I choose life every day, and not just a simple life, but a life of impact and a life of service. That is my biggest success. The fact that I feel like I don't just live for myself, but I live for those who were killed before their time, because I always feel like they were gone too soon. I live for myself, I live for them, and I live for generations to come. So wherever they are, I think they are very proud of me, because they can see that I'm living a life really that is inspiring and that is of service. So this year, as I mentioned earlier, I started together with a friend of mine, Isabel Masozera. We started a series called Voices of Hope, and this is a 30-part series, and we want to tell 30 stories of women that are genocide survivors. And one thing that has been like a shock to me is how the majority of these women, it is their first time to tell their stories in 30 years. And if you listen to these stories, it's just, I don't have words. Storytelling, telling our stories, telling Rwandan stories, telling African stories is so important, because number one, everyone should find their voice. That's the first thing. Number two, that's the first step. If you are to go on that healing journey, you need to open up about your trauma. And number 3, how do people come in to even support and help you if they don't know where you are standing in life? So I feel like if we are developing ourselves, developing our countries, we should really emphasize on telling our own stories. And also, these people that are denying the genocide, maybe it's because they are too loud. How about the people that legitimately went through that horrific experience, people that are still affected by that? If they don't stand up and use their voices to tell their stories, people will still believe what they're hearing, you know. And I think really more than ever, we should stand up and tell our own stories and help each other to overcome those traumatic experiences, and also help each other transform and improve our lives. The message I have for girls and women, I would like to tell you that your story matters and your life matters. Do not be afraid that somebody's gonna judge you because of what you went through. Those scars, you have to be proud of your scars. You have to be proud of everything that you went through. And then you have to be willing to heal. You know, healing is one thing, but you first have to accept to heal. I think we need to remove the stigma around mental health. We need to remove the stigma around healing from brokenness and whatever that we went through. As we are talking about the genocide against the Tutsi, we should also remember other areas of life that are breaking women, that are breaking girls, the abusive relationships, all the hardships that a girl is going through day to day. You need to don't just stay by yourself. Get in this community. Get together with other women. Get support that you need. But you need to take care of yourself, because a nation is built on women. If we have healthy women, healthy girls, healthy mothers, we have a healthy nation. So we need to take care of ourselves as girls, as women.